Hello, Facebook. I'm doing a take two on that video. I think I was nervous or whatever the case may be, and I think it was a little too long. I'm doing a video today about obedience. Today at church, we learned about no fear. Um, they told us about the story of Daniel in the lion's den and how when that decree went out that no one was supposed to pray to any other gods until they had it was a 30-day decree. No one should pray to any other gods. And Daniel was still bold enough to pray, and he ended up being thrown in the lion's den. And he trusted God no matter what, and the Lord was able to save him out of that, out of that situation. I want you all to know that no matter what is going on, obey God. Obedience is so important. Obedience is not, let's put it like this. If God tells you to do something, he tells you you need to do this, don't wait until either you've rationalized it or you feel better about it to do it. Because if you move later than when God tells you to move, you're in disobedience or you've missed it. You never know what God has going on right at that very moment while he's telling you to do something in particular. In the areas of forgiveness, when God tells you that you need to do something, obey him. Forgiveness is a poison to you. You think that you're holding someone hostage by not speaking to them, but 9 times out of 10 they probably don't care. And even if they do, you're doing yourself harm. So if he's asking you to forgive, do that. If he's asking you to humble yourself, then humble yourself and do the things that he has told you to do. I'm telling you these things from experience. I would say the last 6 months it feels like the Lord has put me in a place of humbleness, obeying, doing things that's uncomfortable, forgiving people when I don't want to forgive them, praying for people I don't want to pray for, acts of kindness when I don't want to be kind. And in all of that, I learned that is for me. All of us as Christians, we always say we want to be like God, we want to be like Christ, but most times we just want to go to church, read our Bible, and be out. We're not really wanting to be like God. If we truly say, Lord, I want to be like you, we have to really think about what we're saying. The Lord went through a lot of things. Jesus, now, when I read the Bible, when I read the books from Matthew, I like to read it in order. You really get a picture of all the things that the Lord went through. And I like that the Lord was, he let you know he was not timid in any way. But even with that, even when he spoke truth, and even though he was bold, he was humble. And that is something that I'm learning, to obey God, to take the lower seat, to humble myself. And I think like I'm humble, but there's situations where doing right when you've been wronged, that is a really hard thing to do. Still being kind when a person or individuals have been unkind. I've just had a situation where the Lord placed me, the things that he told me to do just did not make any sense. Going somewhere or in a place that I was like, what am I doing here? For what reason? But in all of that, God was teaching me a lesson, because there are so many things at this place, things that represented past pain, it represented past hurt, just didn't seem like it was where I need to be. But God had me there and humbling me and saying, okay, can you still praise me? Can you still worship me even in this situation? Can you still lift your hands to me in spite of whatever is going on? Whatever you feel should not be. Can you still give me the praise and be encouraged even when you feel like something has happened that should not happen? And I was able to do that. And I was willing to do that. Even when it was time and it was hard to do it, what I did, I prayed. I continued to pray to the Lord. I continued to get before him and say, Lord, whatever your will is, that is what I'm going to do. And that is really, really a tough thing. Doing what God says to do when it hurts you, when it hurts your flesh, when it hurts your spirit, when things does not make sense. Just continue. Just know that no matter what, God has a plan. Trust him no matter what. When it seems like all hell has broken loose in your life, it's like, Lord, why are you allowing these things to happen to me? You have got to realize, hey, Michelle. Hey, guys. I just want y'all to, just now I'm distracted. But the thing is, just follow God no matter what. I always share these things not just because I'm like, oh, I'm telling y'all what to do or because I have it together. It's a testimony to me. Humbling myself before God, getting in his word, getting in worship. And I'm telling you, even sometimes when you feel like your prayer game, not even a game, but when your prayer game is not that good, sometimes all you got to do is just talk to God. He's okay with that. Just tell him, Lord, this is how I feel. I've had that before. I did this Friday. I just got before the Lord and sat there and was like, Lord, this is how I feel. This does not feel good. And I just talked to him like that. The thing is just not giving up, not walking away, not blaming God, not thinking that, he's not with you. It's just a test. It's just a test. And you just have to pass that test. I ask everyone also just to pray for me, because as I'm still going through my test, there's something very important that I have to do in a few days that I am so nervous about. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't want to do it, but it's what God has told me to do. So I'm going to obey him and I'm going to do what he said to do. But I just ask each and every one of you just to keep me in your prayers, that I will obey him and I will do what he says. And everyone, I would just say to you guys, hi, Nicole. I will say to you guys, just always obey the Lord, even when it is not making sense to you. Trust him that he has a plan. And even when you're wronged and when someone does something to you that you know is not right, is not fair, continue to do right. Not that you're letting anyone take advantage of you, but do what the Lord says to do. Make sure you're doing what he says to do. When he tells you to do it, don't wait to do what he says to do. The timing of your obedience is just as important. So I hope you guys have a happy Sunday. Remember, God is with you no matter what. Let Proverbs 3 and 5 resonate in you. To love the Lord. No, that's not what it says. Trust the Lord with all your heart. Lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Sister Josephine! Yeah, but trust in the Lord, guys. No matter what is going on, you trust him. No matter what is happening in your life, no matter how bad it feels, trust him, trust him, trust him. He has a plan. And again, pray for me, because I'm trusting him right now in something big that I have to do. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I do these things because it encourages me. It's not so much like I got it together. Now I'm telling y'all, oh, here I am. I've arrived. It encourages me. I'm telling you guys, when you feel the most down, the most discouraged, that's when you need to reach out to somebody. Do some of these live videos. Don't think like, oh, I can't do it. Tell people about the Lord. Even if you're not able to get out on the street corner and tell people about God, look, this is a great avenue that Facebook and all these arenas have for you to tell people about God, to share your testimony. So do that. This stuff goes all over. How many, I don't know where y'all at, but 3 different people, different places. So if God tells you to share your testimony, don't be afraid. Get on Facebook Live and do it. Or pre-record it and upload it if you're not nervous about being live. Anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to go. Chill out. But trust God, ladies. Trust him, trust him, trust him, trust him, trust him. Trust him no matter what you have going on. He's got you. And when it feels terrible, he's got you. Just stay the course. Even if all you have to say in the morning is, thank you, Lord, I trust you, then do that. And don't judge and condemn yourself if you made mistakes and you didn't do everything perfect. We are not perfect. All God cares about is that you stay the course and you hold on to him no matter what. All right? So obey God, trust him, and just know that there's nothing you do, nothing that you have done that can bring you so far from him. No matter what is happening in your life, know that he loves you and talk to him. Talk to him. I'm telling you, a long time ago, somebody may judge me about this and be like, nah, that ain't God. I've had when I'm in my worst state and I wasn't even saved or nothing. And I'm sitting there with like some wine and crying. But you know what? I talk to God just like that. I'm not saying go get a drink, but I'm trying to tell you where God will meet you at. He'll meet you at your worst state. And I felt his presence with me. I was crying. I had a situation going on. I was just talking to God like I would talk to a friend. And I was like, Lord, this is where I'm at. Look where I'm at. Blah, 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 blah. And if God did not speak to my heart, and if God did not meet me right there at that place in my life where I was at, don't let people fool you. Hey, Nicole, trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. God will meet you where you're at. Don't let the enemy condemn you and be like, oh, you've done too much. I'm not encouraging people to go drink and to do whatever. I'm just saying that even when I was in that state of like, just not at my best, I sat there with my glass of wine and talked to the Lord and told him what I felt. Now I will tell you, now present, I have no desire to drink at all. That desire just left. It left me. Now let me put that, I was no drunk, but I'm just saying I love to have my wine and stuff like that, and I don't condemn anyone. Let God deal with you with drinking or whatever, however he does that. Okay, I'm not a judge for anyone, but for me, that desire changed. But I give you that example to say that he met me right where I was at. Jesus will come get you, honey. He will come get you. He will talk to you in your lowest state. So I'm telling you that to say, don't believe the lie of the devil that, oh, God won't come here. You're too low. You've gone too far. That's a lie of the enemy. He's gone too far. It's too late for him, but it's never too late for you. All right? So obey God. Keep him first. And wake up. All right? Love you guys. See ya. Peace. Bye.